no, I feel so bored today. Hey Tracy, why are you so sad? Sister, I feel bored. I have something surprising for you. Do you want to see? Of course, your surprises are always the best. I want to see it. Where are we going? We are not going too far. It's inside our home itself. Follow me. Why are we here, sister? We are going to watch a movie of cute animals. Wow, I love animals. You're always the best. Come on, come and sit here. Now I'm going to turn on the movie, so get ready to watch it. Wow, see the kitten over there. It looks so cute, isn't it? Yeah, it looks so cute. Animals are always cute. But it looks similar to its parent. How is it possible? And how are they born? Animals reproduce to form more of their own kind. Babies are called offsprings. Those adults that produce offsprings are called parents. The process by which an animal is able to produce another animal like itself is known as reproduction. Reproduction helps in the continuity of life on the earth. But how do they reproduce? Animals reproduce in two ways: by laying eggs from which their young one hatches, and by giving birth to fully formed babies which look like parents at birth. Wow, it's very interesting, sister. But can you say more about the animals that lay eggs? What are the components of a bird's egg? An egg of a bird has a hard outer shell. It protects the egg. Yolk is the yellow part of the egg, that is the food for growing embryo. Around the yolk there is a white albumen. It protects the growing embryo and also stores water for it. The embryo develops into a living young one which looks like its parents. The male and female birds sit on the eggs for a few weeks to keep them warm as incubation. The young birds may develop and grow inside the eggs. After the few days, the baby birds break and open the eggshell and young ones come out. This is called hatching. And the baby bird is called a chick, right? Yes, you're absolutely right. The development of animals from the embryo to the adult is called its life cycle. See the frog in the movie. It also has its own kid. Actually, it's not a kid as you call. The young one of a frog is called a tadpole. Frogs need a water body in their surroundings to be able to reproduce. As you see in the movie, they are always able to lay eggs only in the water. Eggs are laid in a cluster called spawn. Embryo develops into a tiny young one, the tadpole. Gradually, the tadpole loses its tail and within certain other changes gets the shape of a frog. It starts looking like a frog and grows into an adult one. Butterflies too lay eggs, right? But where do they lay these eggs and how do they become a beautiful butterfly? The insects like butterfly and cockroach develop from eggs. The young one of a butterfly that hatches out of the eggs is called caterpillar. The larva of a butterfly is called maggot. The larva looks like a worm. It does not have legs or wings. It builds a cocoon around itself to form a pupa. A few weeks later, the cocoon opens and an adult butterfly comes out. Insect babies are not looked after by the parents. But what about the reptiles? Reptiles like lizards, snakes and turtles do not need a water body for reproduce even if they live near rivers. They lay their eggs on the ground. Their eggshells are hard and hence do not break. After laying the eggs, some of them go away and never come back. The eggs are warmed by the heat of the sun. Many of them are eaten by other animals. On the other hand, crocodiles make nests for their eggs on the ground and remain close till they hatch. When the eggs hatch, the mother picks the young one in her mouth and carry them to the water. They guard them for a few months. Isn't that cute? But are we humans different from those animals? Aren't there any animals that reproduce similar to humans? Yes, there are some animals that are similar to us in reproduction. Animals like cows, dogs, rabbits, cats, goats, buffaloes, lions, and tigers give birth to babies. They feed them with their milk. Such animals are called mammals. Human beings are also mammals, so they are similar to us. Wow, sister, you know a lot of facts about these. Thank you for entertaining me. Come on, let's continue the movie.
Hey kids, are you all ready for today's lesson? So, before going into the topic right away, I'm going to puzzle you a little bit. You find 4 names on the screen, right? Can you please read out for me? Cub, calf, puppy, kitten. What are these? As we all know, these are the younger ones of different animals. So, a cub is the younger one of a bear or a lion. A calf is the younger one of a cow. And puppy, we all know that a puppy is the younger one of a dog. And kitten is the younger one of a cat, right? So why are we seeing about the younger ones? Do you know how animals produced their younger ones? If you don't have any idea, then it's okay, because today we are going to deal with reproduction. That is the process to bring younger ones. Chapter 4, Reproduction in Animals. So here is the brief summary of what we are going to learn in this lesson. First, we are going to learn about animal reproduction. Then, we are going to learn about the life cycle of a chicken. We all love chicken, right? So, we are going to learn about the life cycle of a chicken. Then comes the life cycle of a frog. Then we are going to learn about the life cycle of the beautiful butterflies. And then we are going to learn about the reptiles, mammals and other animals. And then finally, we are going to learn about the parental care that the animals show towards their young ones. And we have the table of contents here. Animals reproduction, internal structure of an egg, life cycle of a bird, life cycle of a frog, life cycle of a butterfly, reptiles, mammals, parental care of the animals. We are going to learn in brief about these topics. The first topic is animals reproduction. Animals reproduce in two ways. The first one is by laying eggs, and the second one is by giving birth to young ones. Who lays eggs? Which type of animals lay eggs? Yes, the birds, obviously they lay eggs. We have seen chicken laying eggs, right? And some reptiles like snakes and crocodiles also lay eggs to produce young ones. And humans and other animals give birth from their bodies, right? The younger ones come straight away from their body. So children, why do animals reproduce? What will happen if reproduction doesn't happen? Animals reproduce to produce their younger ones so that their offspring flourishes. If an animal doesn't reproduce, then the animal will itself become extinct. That is, the animal will not be available. The animal will not be available further. That's why animals reproduce. By laying eggs, birds, reptiles, fish and insects usually reproduce by laying eggs. Reptiles like snakes and crocodiles and all fishes lay eggs, except the mammal, that is whale, and insects. Many insects lay eggs. By giving birth to young ones, animals like cows, dogs, rabbits, cats, goats, buffaloes, lions, tigers and human beings give birth to younger ones, right? But other animals like cows, dogs, rabbits, cats, goats and all, they may give birth to one or numerous younger ones, especially dogs, cats, lions, tigers and all. But human beings, they give birth to only one younger one at one particular time. Otherwise, we may have twins or triplets that are 2 babies or 3 babies at a time. But beyond that is really, it's occasional. It doesn't happen often. So the next thing we are going to learn about is internal structure of an egg. We have all at least eaten, everybody would have eaten eggs, right? So how does an egg look like? It's yellow in color from the outside, but when you break it, you found a very, sticky, flowy substance, and in the middle of it, we have a yellow color substance. So today we are going to learn about the structure, what they are. A harder outer shell is called egg shell. The shell we break to open the egg, right? That is called as the egg shell. It is very hard and it is white in color. It protects the egg. Yolk is the yellow part of the egg. The yolk, it is the yellow color part that is in the middle of the egg. That is called as the yolk. This is the food for growing embryo. From this only the embryo grows. This acts as the food for the embryo to grow. Around the yolk there is a white albumin. This flowy sticky substance, when you boil the egg, it will also turn white. It will turn white, and within that the yellow yolk will be present. So this white substance is called as the albumin. It protects the growing embryo and also stores water for it. As we already mentioned, it is flowy, right? So it stores water for the embryo. The yolk acts as the food from the embryo only the chick develops. The yolk acts as the source of food, whereas the albumin acts as the source of water. The next is the life cycle of a bird. First, the chicken or a bird. Let's take chicken because we are very, very much familiar with the life cycle of a chicken. The chicken first lays the eggs and then it incubates the eggs. What is incubation? You must have seen that the chicken will be sitting on the top of the eggs to produce heat. The heat from the body of the mother chicken will be transformed to the eggs because eggs need heat to hatch. So what is hatching? Hatching is the process through which the chick inside the egg opens the shell and comes out of it. That is called as hatching. Then the next step is the chick comes out. So first the bird lays the egg, then it incubates the egg, and then the egg hatches, then the chick comes out of the egg. Life cycle of a frog. We are very much allergic to frogs, right? Okay, it's okay, but we have to learn about the life cycle of a frog. So what is spawn? Spawn is the collective eggs. That is, frogs do not lay a single egg. They lay more number of eggs. This collective number of eggs is called as spawn. Okay, these spawn turns into embryo from which the younger ones grow. And then they turn into tadpole. Tadpole, as you can see in the picture, it has a larger head and long tail. You must have seen in the waters nearby your houses. You may have considered it as fishes, but they are not fishes, they are tadpoles. And then young frog. Tadpole itself undergoes 2 stages. See, tadpole with 2 legs and then tadpole with 4 legs, and the tail automatically disconnects from the body, or the frog outgrows into an young frog, and then it grows into an adult frog. Okay. Then life cycle of a butterfly. We are always mesmerized by the beauty of butterflies, right? Shouldn't we know how they come? So we are going to learn about the life cycle of a butterfly. First, it is an insect, right? So it lays egg. It lays egg on the leaves, on the surface of the leaves, as it can be seen in the picture, right? The eggs are on the surface of the leaves. Then it turns into caterpillar or larva. Larva are small worm-like things that comes out of the eggs. It is the first stage of the butterfly. It comes out of the eggs and then feeds on the leaves. And then this is also called as a maggot. It develops into a maggot and then this turns into a cocoon. How do you pronounce it? Cocoon. So cocoon is nothing but it develops a layer around it. It develops a layer around it, forming into a pupa. Pupa is what you see in the picture. Like this, it develops a layer around it and it stays there for a particular period of time for it to grow fully. It grows its wings and then it comes out of the pupa as a beautiful butterfly. But the initial stage of a butterfly is the caterpillar or larva. So first it is an egg and then it turns into caterpillar, maggot, cocoon and pupa. Then we're going to see about the reptiles. Lizards, snakes and turtles form a group of animals called reptiles. So they walk on four legs and also they have tails, right? They do not walk, like they crawl on the ground. So hence they are called as reptiles. They lay their eggs on the ground. Birds lay their eggs on the nest. But reptiles lay their eggs on the ground. The eggs are warmed by the heat of the sun. So the eggs receive the heat from the sun. Mammals. Cows, dogs, rabbits, cats, goats, buffaloes, lions, tigers and human beings give birth to babies. They bear the babies in their body, not as an egg, as a whole baby inside their body, and they come out of the body as the younger ones. Okay, whales and dolphins are aquatic mammals. So mammals also give birth to babies, not eggs. Okay, in humans we know mothers carry the babies for 10 months and then give birth to the babies. The next thing we are going to see is parental care of the young ones. So the tigers, even though they carry their young ones by clutching them in their mouth, they do not hurt their younger ones. The mammals and birds, whatever animal it is, they feed the younger ones when they are very little. Till they are capable of getting their own food, they feed them and they take care of them. They take utmost care of them. And when they are capable of living on their own, they let them free and they become adult beings and they reproduce on their own. So this is how the life of an animal happens. In this picture you can see this bird, it collects the food in its beak and it directly feeds it inside the beak of the little bird. This is how a bird takes care of its younger ones. And even the lion, even it's a very terrific animal. We fear for lions, right? But see how it plays with the younger one of it. Every animal, may it be a wild animal or a domestic animal, is very loving towards its own younger one. So the parental care is very much same in all the animals. It doesn't differ with any animal. Every animal loves its children. And how the monkey takes care of, we have all seen monkeys, carrying their babies. The babies hug them and they carry their babies until they can walk properly. Similarly like human beings. And ducks, see the duck, it carries its ducklings into its feathers. It protects them with the feathers and swims across the water. Animals are also very keen in protecting their young ones from the other animals, stopping them from hurting them. So this is about the parental care of the young ones. Okay children, as we are towards the end of the lesson, we are going to learn meanings for certain new words, the words that are new to you. So the first word is reproduction. Reproduction is the process of producing babies or young ones. So the process through which the animals produce their younger ones are called as reproduction. How do you spell reproduction? Reproduction. Reproduction. Offspring, a child or children. A child or children of the animals. Offsprings are nothing but the younger ones, the other name for calling the younger ones of the animals, the ones which the animals reproduce. How do you spell offspring? OFFSPRING. This is how you spell offspring. Yolk, YOLK, yolk. The yellow part in the middle of an egg. The yellow part from which the embryo gets its food. Incubation, INCUBATION. Incubation, the process of incubating eggs, that is providing heat to the eggs, transforming the body heat of the parents to the eggs. Hatching, HATCHING, to come out of an egg. The birds or the younger ones come out of their eggs. The process is called as hatching. Spawn, SPAWN, the eggs of fishes, frogs, etc. That is the collective eggs of the fishes and frogs. Tadpole, TADPOLE, a young form of frog when it has a large black head and a long tail. It is the first of a young one that comes out of the eggs of the frog. That is called as tadpole. Maggot, MAGGOT, a young insect before it grows wings and legs and becomes a fly. That is almost in the form of a worm. It is in the form of a worm. Cocoon, 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 a covering of thin threads that some insects make to protect themselves before becoming adult. That is, it forms like a bag around itself. It spins thin threads around itself to protect itself in order to grow into a full human organism. Molting, MOULTING, molting, an animal or a bird to lose hair or feathers before growing new ones. So we also we have known that snakes shed their skins before getting their new skin. Like that, eagles and vultures, they also lose feathers before getting new feathers. This process is called molting. So finally, we are going to see how to do an activity for this chapter. Step 1. Make a list of all egg-laying animals and that give birth to babies. So we have learnt about egg-laying animals and the animals that give birth to babies. Make a list of all those animals roughly. That is egg-laying animals and mammals, that is those they give birth to their babies. Step 2. Now classify the animals, collect the pictures of the animals and paste it in a chart. For example, under the category egg laying animals, paste a picture of chicken or chicken. And under the category of mammals, you can paste the picture of a lion or a tiger, something of that sort. Step 3. Mention the features of the animals and send it to me. So you are going to paste the pictures of the animals. First you are going to make a list of the names. You have to classify them. Then you are going to collect the pictures and paste the pictures accordingly. And then you are going to mention the features of the animals. And then finally, do not forget to send it to me. Okay kids, hope you enjoyed today's class. Stay home, stay safe and a very happy learning.